What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Tarlin and I again, and today we are going to start off by talking about, unfortunately, another tragic event that happened in Maryland. I'm from Maryland. It's only about an hour and a half from where I grew up, at a high school down in the southern portion of Maryland, right by the bay. A 17-year-old shot two of his classmates, a boy and a girl. The girl's in critical condition at the time of filming. The boy's in stable condition. So we are gonna kind of 360 back to our first video where we talked about, is this a
360?
Yeah, kind of reverse back to that first video we made.
Be like a 180.
180.
360, we're back to.
All right, so we're gonna 180 back to that first video we ever made about the Florida high school shooting. And in that video, we talked about, is this a gun debate or a mental health debate? And we're bringing that topic up again because, again, we have another shooting. This time, it's a 17-year-old. It is illegal for this kid to have a gun anyway. It is illegal for this kid to carry a gun out in public. So, obviously, the laws that are in place are not working in the first place. So, part of the issue there, we need to follow the laws we currently have better, obviously. That leads to the discussion this is also a societal issue, which means society as a whole needs to realize mental health is a bigger problem. Anyone in their proper state of mind is not going to go shoot up a high school. Yeah.
And obviously, there's really no, there's no black and white. Like, there is no concrete answer for this. It is, we personally believe that, there's definitely a gun issue at hand, but there's also, a mental health issue. Like Nick said, nobody in their right kind of frame of mind is going to go to, their high school, their middle school, and shoot up essentially their friends. It's something that we both truly believe that it starts with the mental health issue. And what we're really trying to do with this whole video series, as we kind of, go back to our first video, is we're really trying to bring up, that stigma. We're trying to promote an open forum for people to really talk about, what's really plaguing them in their day-to-day sort of responsibilities. And we truly believe that, this type of thing could stop, like there's something that would definitely can be addressed by just talking about it and, reaching out to somebody that you may think is at risk for, any sort of dissociative disorders or any sort of just, I don't know, stuff.
So we saw earlier in this week, or might have been the end of last week, a bunch of high school kids and even colleges did a walkout. They were walking out of their schools or to designated areas of their schools to protest the government, so we could see some kind of change in gun laws. And a part of that, what came out of that, was people talking about, don't walk out, walk up. Walk up to that kid in your class that sits alone at lunch. Walk up to that kid who typically gets bullied and be their friend. And that's where we're talking about when I said there needs to be some kind of reform in society. We need to change what we're doing as a society so these type of people aren't getting left behind. This 17-year-old who shot two of his classmates in Maryland obviously has some kind of deeper problems that he was facing in his life. I'm sure some people didn't even know about. And so this is where people left their schools for 17 minutes to protest that. Go say hi to 17 new people throughout the week. Go give somebody a compliment that you've never talked to before. Just do something nice and make someone's day better rather than taking your time to be negative.
And, that may seem like a stretch or something that, it's hard to do. It could even be simplistic as just being nicer, just being more friendly with people as part of your day-to-day sort of regimen.
Especially go to the people you care about, the people you're friends with, who you talk to, and all the time think when you go up to somebody, you typically ask them like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? But we never ask someone like, are you happy? Like, tell me like how you're really doing. We never really ask someone how they're doing emotionally, whether it's because we don't want to take the time to get invested in that conversation or we just think they're okay. When, after the Kevin Love discussion we talked about last time, it kind of made me think about like talking to people is almost like, think of like a metaphor of like an iceberg. You have 10% of what's on the surface and what you see, and like 90% of who that person really is gonna be stuff on the inside, things they're dealing with that you don't really know unless you take the time to get close to them and make that purposeful effort.
And, emotional well-being is the same as physical well-being. We're quick to judge. You got a broken arm, you got a broken leg. Get that fixed. Go to the doctor's office and get a cast or something to really facilitate you getting better. Emotional health is the exact same thing as your physical health. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be people need to realize that it's something that can be fixed and alleviated, and that's again what we're really trying to do with this whole video series is we're trying to really bring that up. We're trying to be like, it's okay to talk about it. It's actually great that you talk about it with your friends. I think it's able to form stronger bonds with your friends when you talk about it and you really kind of give up that sort of pride sense where you're just like, I'm not one to talk about it, or I don't want to talk about it. It's something that definitely should be talked about, and again, that's what we're trying to do with this whole video series.
Yeah, and today's March 20th, and a colleague of Harlan and I's out of nowhere posted a video on Instagram about the things that they were dealing with anxiety and depression, and it was great to see that their post was about trying to get rid of the stigma of the discussion around mental illness and everything. And that's something that people need to be okay with doing more and more. Yeah. We want you guys to be able to feel like you can reach out, whether it's telling friends and family you never have before or just being public about it. You are not weak for sharing your story. It makes you a stronger person, and you are being strong to the person that you are.
So thanks for listening, guys. I mean, definitely, again, reach out to us if you have any sort of questions, concerns, if you want to talk about anything. We'd love to hear your feedback, and that's really it for us this week. So we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks for checking the video out. If you haven't already, we have 2 earlier videos in this series. The first about the shooting in Florida, and last week we talked about the Kevin Love article and him coming out about his mental illness. So thanks for checking us out, guys, and we'll see you in a week.
See you later.